Good evening, soccer fans, and welcome into Rotary Stadium, home of the University of the Fraser Valley Cascades. I'm Don Valley, along with you tonight with Lyndon Williamson for night 2 of the weekend doubleheader set here between the UNBC Timberwolves and the host UFV Cascades. It was a great game last night that came down to the wire. The Cascades looked like they had it in their control, but the Timberwolves fought till the end and were looking hungry to come out here tonight and get revenge.
Yeah, they sure were. 2-0 to the Cascades heading into the final moments of that game. There was a penalty shot in the final moments there that gave UNBC their first goal of the season. It was Scarlett Thomas slotting her first career goal into the back of the net to bring the Timberwolves within one, but unfortunately for them, they just ran out of time. UFV able to come away with the victory here, their first one on the season.
They'll be looking to keep the momentum going, and UNBC will be looking to get their first of the season. Like you mentioned, pretty much the same starting lineups as last night, both the same keepers in, and both keepers were absolutely extraordinary last night.
Phenomenal. Both of them had career high in saves yesterday. Addie Chen with 10 for themselves. And of course, Johanna Gratka on the other side was phenomenal, keeping the team in it for as much as she possibly could. 14 saves on the night for her as well.
Wow. Yeah, Kiana Langston herself had 8 on target. Could have had a couple. She ended up slotting one home, but she was a huge impact, as was Emerson Toop. They'll be the ones creating again tonight, and just one change on their side as Sam Funel gets the start tonight. And other than that, pretty much the same lineups. The Cascades will be in their green jerseys tonight, UNBC in their whites, and they make a few changes. The one most notably standing out is Grace Barrett. She didn't come on till halftime last game, but created quite a few chances when she did.
Yep, going to be in the game to start again today, and UNBC are going to be looking for a little bit more action. I mean, they had their chances yesterday, but the pressure that UFV was able to put on them, especially in their back end, made it very, very difficult for them to have too many attacking chances. They had some counterattacks that looked promising, a couple attempts here and there, and one thing that I think was really important for them, one of the standout players for them was Scarlett Thomas. She was one of the women in the midfield there that I think really had a presence for the Timberwolves. It was the Cascades who really were dominating a lot of the midfield in the game yesterday, but I felt like when the play went through Scarlett Thomas, that was when UNBC had a lot of their chances. Got her first career goal yesterday, so definitely looking to add on to that one again here tonight.
Absolutely. She gets her Canada West account started, and Langston will be on the ball to get this one started. A beautiful evening for soccer here tonight in Abbotsford. And these two teams almost got a little bit chippier late in that action last night. See if anything carries over into today. One booking on each side last night, but pretty good flowing game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed a little bit of chippiness, like you mentioned there. Some, minor shoves behind the play, stuff like that. So we're hoping for a clean game here today. But yeah, one booking per side. Scarlett Thomas for the Timberwolves with her first career goal and her first career yellow card here in her Canada West career. UFV pressing forward here early.
Both teams play a fairly physical brand of soccer. Maybe not all of them, but there's a few on each side that do play quite the physical game. Langston against Cameron was a battle we saw a lot last night.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron, another key piece for the Timberwolves last night, keeping them in that one. This ball over towards her, out of her reach, and played out by Belcher.
Yeah, Cameron, definitely another one of those bright spots for the Timberwolves yesterday. Was very, very good defensively, tough to kind of find a way to break through her for the Cascades, but also had some chances attacking down the wing. Definitely using her speed a little bit to her advantage, and her size, of course, as well. Dominating play on the left side of the field.
Medaliar forces the Timberwolf off the ball there. She was quite involved in the battle in the midfield yesterday, along with Thomas in that mix. Lyon looking towards Thomas carefully, following her. The Timberwolves able to work away from it and play with possession for a moment. Now looking for that ball over the top, but well dealt with there. Going outside now, Erickson looking to work towards the middle, but unable to link up with Medaliar now. The Timberwolves Looked like they might have a chance for the counter, but unable to maintain possession. Finally, the Cascades come away with it. Back to Lyon, who gets things under control. Fitzgerald looking to play a longer one there, and a battle for that ball. Referee says advantage Cascades as they're able to come away with it. And Medallier plays it to the outside. Some space now for Toop. Trying to use her speed to the outside, but the Timberwolves may be a little more wary to that today, as maybe they didn't know quite what to expect from Toop yesterday, but they have the game plan on her now today, using that speed quite a bit last night.
Yeah, Cascades were using that speed on both sides of the field, looking to get it down the wing, cross it from there into the box, and see if they can find some connections. Definitely had their chances that way, but yeah, UNBC making some adjustments, maybe going to be able to defend against that a little bit more. And already I'm noticing a little bit of a change here for the Timberwolves. They're putting a lot more pressure on the UFV defense, working a little bit harder in the midfield, winning some of those 50-50 balls. I felt like that was the story for them last night, as they're going to get a chance here potentially.
Offside flag does come up as they try to work it forward. It looks like they're playing a little higher up in the formation too. A lot of bodies up ready to attack when they do get on the ball, and maybe that will help out with the play style they were kind of playing with, looking for a lot of those through balls and balls over the top, but just wasn't a lot of runs being made to link up last night. Medallier takes it down on the middle, but unable to play one at the foot of her teammate there. Kyla Kerr, the first-year player, getting her second consecutive start here at home this weekend. Langston puts a little bit of pressure on now. Coming from the other side is Jackson, almost getting a chance in there, but first real important touch of the game from Ratka. Sees the ball played well out of harm's way. Ball bouncing back and forth in the midfield. Finally, possession goes the way of the Timberwolves.
Yeah, definitely not as much space in the midfield as we saw yesterday. It always felt like the Cascades last night were able to find some space in the midfield, but some adjustments made overnight by the Timberwolves. Looks like they're trying to get some more bodies in the area. So far, it seems to be working better for them.
Move to the inside here now, looking for that through ball, but calmly in by Fitzgerald. Unable to find a pass, though, out of her zone. Ends up back on the foot of her teammate as Jackson now a chance to turn and go forward. Jackson with a tricky ball over the top. Ratka will have to come out and be sure. Langston able to take it down. Medallier now, as Ratka stayed aggressive at the top of the box and clears it, but the first little bit of pressure on either side. Medallier able to play that off of the defender. And the Cascades to see if they can get any sort of momentum going here and put a little more pressure on Ratka.
Definitely had plenty of that pressure on Ratka last night. So far, haven't been able to really test her, but looking to build a couple opportunities.
Couple headers back and forth. Sees a roll out of play. And Belcher will try again. This time will look short. Lions' first touch a little big, and Sydney Thomas will be able to work out of it. Scarlett, pardon me, as they go back. Scarlett, actually from Sydney. A couple international players on this team for UNBC, and big parts of the team as well. Over the top now. Few bodies going forward for UFV, but the one that does find the ball was a few steps offside, it looked like.
Yeah, we didn't see balls over the top like that too often from UFV last night, but trying it early here. Just a step or two offside.
Going for it right over the top, and a good ball played in. It'll be a chance to go in alone here, but a great recovery by the defender. Erickson sped right past the forward, trying to make the move and snuffed that one out before she got to goal, but the Timberwolves still with a chance in a dangerous area here as Fia Cameron looking for some space. She finally finds it in the middle of the pitch. Thomas lays it off. Manuluk tries from distance, and first save of the day for Chen is an easy one.
Yeah, Addie Chen able to get to that one. Not as much on the shot as they would have liked on the first-timer attempt there, but again, it was Scarlett Thomas creating space, little give-and-go play, finding an option there and an opening for a shot. Addie Chen with their first save.
Timberwolves starting from back on their own side here, shifting it around. Langston putting a little bit of that pressure on. Taken down by Glasser, plays it to the outside as Timberwolves will regroup. Nothing open in the middle that time. And nothing there again as the space closed out by Funal there. Plays it back, and Fitzgerald looks to the outside. Good little 1-2 idea there, but not quite enough to run onto that one and away from the ball. Langston tied up with the UNBC player is going to get a foul call.
Yeah, trying to break free there, Langston, but caught the heel of a defender. Possession going to go back to the Timberwolves here.
Langston always running hard when she's in those battles. Tied up there. So Timberwolves not giving up anything too much so far. Looking to create a little themselves, but an errant touch there sees it go out of play, and they'll have to regroup. Marking tight here off the throw. Bodies all over Toop. She does enough to at least win a throw for her side. Timberwolves coming back quite far in their zone right now, not taking any chances. Can Langston find some free space? Had the idea looking for Belcher to cross the field, but just couldn't quite find her all the way over there. Daliar trying to battle back. Cameron, though, finds some open space for the through ball. Another good ball played through, but just out of the reach of Barrett. But promising looking attacking play from the Timberwolves here. Cameron, good little offensive skill to create some space, and now a chance from distance again, and Manuluk has tried a couple now from out there.
Looks like a different game plan for the Timberwolves coming into this one. We're not seeing as many through balls. We did see a couple great balls on that play, but they're looking to stop up the action, get it back into the midfield, and look for some of those attempts. That was a great example of it right there.
Maybe another piece of game plan today for the Timberwolves. Try to beat Chen from distance. Chen is a smaller keeper. We saw the things last night that makes them great when they're able to come out and attack and really be aggressive and use their athleticism. But if that's the way they can beat her, it's maybe putting one up high from out far where she might be able to beat them and they can't use their athleticism.
Can only jump so high.
That's right. Outside to Cameron. Good little passing sequence. Creates some space on the outside. And Cameron, a beautiful ball played through. Barrett's first touch is a little off, but ball still there. And Chen able to make that stop. But the Timberwolves starting to press a little bit, finding their game offensively.
Yeah, some solid attempts for them early on in this one. Definitely feels like the flow of the game's a little bit different as we see a turnover.
And a good little wall pass there. See some space come free, and Chen outstretched there just to be sure. Well wide in the end, but again, the Timberwolves grabbing a little bit of momentum here in this first half.
Yeah, 3 or 4 good attempts on goal here early on. A couple of them just going wide or over the net, but more action than we saw from them early on in the game last night.
Timberwolves looking to keep the momentum rolling. They didn't have too many spells last night of really carrying the momentum of play in the first half. Did a little bit at times in the second half, but they're the ones looking like they might get an opportunity here. So far, the Cascades looking to stop that momentum, but we'll have to get back and defend here on the throw.
Yeah, last night UFV was very, very solid in the back line. Both Kenzie Fitzgerald and Jenna Erickson able to handle a lot of those balls over the top, really take care of business when it was necessary. Of course, Addie Chen was there to back them up when it was necessary. We didn't really see many attempts like we've seen like this, getting through them in the backside, but Timberwolves definitely finding some opportunities.
Yeah, it's been some good little passing sequences that have got them through. See if the Cascades can get anything going themselves here. Not for the time being, unless Medallier can battle it back, which she does. Plays it through to Langston. Langston cuts back to the inside, looking for some space, still working towards the middle. Defenders all over her, but comes away with it somehow. Now Toop in the corner. Toop looking back towards the middle, but waiting there for it was Mellum in good position. Cascades looking to recreate that once again. Langston looking to switch the field. Gets a bounce there, but right into the body of Glasser, so the Cascades will regroup. Jackson looking down the line. Cameron able to shield away and play it down to the line. See if the Cascades put the pressure on here. Barrett, a good touch, able to take it down and work out of trouble. Finds Barrett once again and looking for that through ball once again, but Kerr in sound position all the way.
Cascades really looking to press on that left side early on in this one. I wonder if that's an intentional choice to maybe get away from the great defensive ability of Fia Cameron, or if maybe it's just the way that the ball has gone for them. They've looked to switch the field a couple of times, but haven't had as much luck attacking down on this right side.
Little looping ball here towards the middle. Belcher tried to play it into Medallier, who battled there but did a little too much while going to the ground. Fernie wins a free kick for her side, and she'll stand over top of this one. $15 minutes gone in this first half. Couple little chances on both ends. Nothing too threatening. And now a chance to run in here. Step around the keeper. Can Glasser find an angle here? Chen will have to quickly retreat. Glasser out towards the box, and Cascades able to get to it first. Fitzgerald at least gets it out of the 18 for now, but the Timberwolves still pressing. Finally, pressure relief for the Cascades. Bit of tense moments there with Chen racing out of the box, but no harm in the end. Chance to run onto one here. Now Kerr defending, and did well to shield the ball there and force the defender right through her, and gets the foul call.
Yeah, Chen scrambling a little bit, tried to come on aggressively like we saw her do so many times in the game last night, but that ball just outside of the 18-yard box made it a little bit awkward for them. Had to scramble back into net, but luckily no shots on goal.
Belcher looks over the top. Langston did get to it first, but header didn't quite go where she intended. Keely Reed, as the ball slows at her foot, lays it off, and now the Cascades take their defensive shape, looking to press Thomas in the middle there, who has to flick it away quickly first time. It finds the foot of Toop. Good little piece of skill from Toop to get around the first. Lays it off towards the middle, but Timberwolves able to jump on a loose ball. Played over the top. Could be a chance here for Barrett to run onto it. Fitzgerald, though, goes to ground and actually manages to get it off of the Timberwolves player as well. So a goal kick. Tidy little piece of defending there from Fitzgerald once again.
Just a regular day at the office for Kenzie Fitzgerald.
Have to clean up a bit of a mistake there, but the Timberwolves finally able to work it forward. A ball in towards the box. Timberwolves looked like they might have been there first, but the bodies were kind of crossing in the box. Nobody could really commit to be able to finish on that one, and it does end up in the end outside the end line for the first corner of the match.
Couple of dangerous looking attempts there back to back for the Timberwolves. They're going to be rewarded with a corner kick here. First corner of the game for them.
Looks
26 and a half minutes left.
Fia Cameron will be on this one. She does deliver a great ball, but you'd think you'd want her height inside the box for one of these. We'll see what kind of ball she can delay in there. Looking for the back post and maybe dreams of an Olympico off the top of the crossbar in the end, and not too much trouble is out for a goal kick, but looked dangerous for a moment in the air.
Yeah, a little bit nervous, I'm sure, for Addie Chen as well.
Given away here again by the Cascades. In towards the box. Still trouble here. Barrett gets to it first. Belcher able to clean up and off the foot of the pressing Barrett. Let the Cascades maybe getting a little antsy to try and get out of their zone with the pressure they're feeling. Just not the tidiest of passes trying to get out of their own end the last couple times. Medalliar plays it back. Lyon to Belcher. The pressure's on her fast. Jackson tried to flick it but can't get it past Fia Cameron, who settles it down again for her side. Fernie moves forward. Cameron. Quick little touch to the outside, but Jackson cut out her space and forced her just out. Switching the field between the two center backs. That one deflects off the Timberwolves. And they have a chance to move forward. No. Fitzgerald snuffs it out as Cascades looking to move it forward. Head coach Ari Adams not sitting content with how her team has started this one. Will be making the first substitution of either side in this one coming up at the next stoppage, it looks like.
Yeah,
Kerr.
this game has felt very different from the one we saw last night. In the early stages, it was really UFV pressing in the Thursday night game, but here tonight, UNBC coming out with a little bit more fire, and UFV now pressing forward a little bit, but not too promising on this attack.
Once again, UFV substitution number 8.
We have a substitution coming into the game for University of Fraser Cascades, number 8, Cameron McKizak.
So the first substitution for either side today. McIsaac will come in, and McIsaac, another player who didn't see much time till late in that one last night, but was kind of all over it offensively for the few minutes stretch she was in there.
Yeah, the second she came into the game, it felt like you were mentioning her name like every time UFV touched the ball. So I think good call here from Coach Ari Adams, just looking to get some fresh legs in there, get some more pressure up front here as we see them pressuring here already. This is more what we saw in that game last night.
Timberwolves looking to work through it. Cameron does pick out a pass in the middle, and a nifty little move by Barrett to get around the first, but her through ball doesn't go.
Okay, thank you.
So the Cascades will try to settle down and play with a little bit of possession if they can move it forward. Won't be quite yet as the Timberwolves back on it. Did well to press right off that throw. Neither team looked like they really were sure who that was off of. Neither player really ran for the loose ball. The Cascades will be happy to win that one, as they'll see if they can get out of their own end here. Haven't been able to much in the last stretch.
Yeah, not a lot of movement off the ball from UFV. I feel like their passing options are a little bit limited here. Yesterday, it felt like they had a wealth of options every time they had the ball in the midfield, but struggling a little bit to find those outlets to break out of their half, and even when they do, haven't really been able to amount too much.
Cameron has to be sure taking that one down, plays it back. Now trying to go through the middle. Big first touch. Can Cameron keep this in? No, over her head. The pressure was being felt at the back line there. Now, can the Cascades put a stop to a momentum that's been going the other way and get something going positively offensively here? And it looked like before the ball kind of got there, the player's legs a bit tangled up, and Cameron maybe twisted an ankle or something.
Yeah, maybe twisted an ankle, maybe caught a cleat. As you said, they got maybe a little bit tangled up there. Hopefully she's going to be okay. Didn't appear to be any foul called. I think it will just be a throw-in for the Cascades.
Hopefully for the Timberwolves, nothing too serious there, as Cameron, both last night and so far today, an integral part of the way they move out there and the way they defend.
Yeah, the entire back line really for Timberwolves have been quite impressive. They have a young team like we were talking about yesterday, but pretty much across the back line they've got second-year, third-year, four-year players who are showing some of that veterancy, some of that composure when the ball is back there, not being afraid to put a foot on the ball, take some time to find the right outlet and make their way out of there. It does look like Cameron is going to have to call the trainer over. Definitely hoping for the best for her.
Yeah, you're hoping it was maybe just a cramp or something, the way they were trying to work it out there, but doesn't look like she's able to put too much pressure on it at the moment, so they will tend to her, and hopefully everything is okay on her end. As a little bit of a break for the players here on a hot night again. They'll take the chance to grab a quick sip.
Yeah, it's a little hot in the booth up here. I imagine it's just as hot, if not hotter, down there on the field for them. So I'm sure they'll welcome a little bit of a break here. But I have to say, McIsaac coming into this game has made a difference already. Pressuring up front, doing a little bit more of what we saw out of the Cascades last night. Seems like she's making those defenders, like we were just talking about, the Timberwolves defenders, with such composure. But when they get that pressure on them, they can make some mistakes. And so McIsaac just trying to look to force some of those mistakes wherever she possibly can.
The first change of the game for the Cascades, looking to change the momentum a little bit. It was the Cascades last night who carried the momentum for much of the first half. They didn't score till right at the end. A huge goal to grab that momentum. Has been a bit reversed here tonight. UNBC with the better of the chances, the more of the possession. We'll see if anything changes here after this little break.
We have 17, Sophie Paul
So a tough break there for the Timberwolves as Cameron does have to check out. Postal Weight comes in and they'll go right to work over on that side as Langston tries to work through. Putting the pressure on there, making the defender make a decision. As a dangerous spot here for Cameron Lyon to try and put one into a dangerous area. An assist last night, their usual set piece deliverer, no matter the spot on the field. See what she's got here.
Yeah, Cascades with their first real attacking chance here. See what they can do with it. Our thoughts, of course, with Fia Cameron, hoping that she will be okay as she's getting carried off the field here.
So Lyon now over the free kick. Puts one right in towards goal, but just didn't have the bodies in at the keeper. Clear view of that one all the way, and easier save for Ratka.
Yeah, probably a little bit closer to Ratka than Lyon wanted it to be on that one. Able to handle that one relatively easily. Didn't quite catch it as cleanly as we saw her handle some of the attempts in the game last night, but either way, good enough to get the job done and turn away the Cascades.
Timberwolves now regroup in their own half, moving it around quickly, and that forces a bit of a turnover. Cascades. Jackson now looking at the foot of Medalliar, but just out of her reach. Ratka will have to come out with a sure foot now and puts that one out of play. Jackson will grab a new ball here as the Cascades just over 15 minutes left in this first half, plus a little bit of stoppage time here. Shirley now see if they can get things back on their side. On the ball now, and a ball played through. Had Langston on this far side, but a good outstretched leg there by Malia Fernie to make sure Langston wasn't in. Good read there by Belcher to jump through and make sure she was to that one first. Pressure on now from the Timberwolves. Able to force a turnover. Lyon, though, steals it right back for a moment, but both teams really hungry for that ball after they lose it in the middle of the field. Some good battles. Timberwolves try and work forward now here. Good body there to create some space in a dangerous spot, but Chen, good job there with the sure hands going right through. That's their ball to claim, and it was.
Yeah, fantastic job by Addie there. No fear coming forward. Takes control of the situation. Deals with the danger at hand. Kenzie did go down for a second there after a little bit of a shoulder-to-shoulder contact, but has gotten up now, hopefully feeling okay, as their teammate Addie there will pick her up, make a save.
It looks like there must be a scheduled water break here in the half tonight. They didn't have that break last night. But with just under 15 to go here in this first half on a hot night in Abbotsford, the players will get a quick breather. And the Timberwolves not letting the loss of one of their key players there deflate them too much. Still looking alive out there and putting the pressure on once again in that latest chance. A good ball delivered into a dangerous area.
Yep. Definitely looked scary for the Cascades for a moment, but the score will remain 0-0 for now. Definitely the Timberwolves having more looks on goal, more attacking chances, looking a little bit more dangerous than the Cascades. And it really has been about that midfield again today, Dom, but this time it's the Timberwolves who are able to create that space. They're moving off the ball, particularly Scarlett Thomas doing a fantastic job there in the midfield. Lots of give-and-go passes, lots of tight little quick passing plays to keep the Cascades on their back feet and create space. Definitely has been working for them.
So another substitution out of that break. Emma Olsen checks in, a talented offensive player. And get herself in the mix. She'll go right up to that center striker spot. Langston now will kick out more to the outside. Don't hate that game plan from UFV. Langston able to create quite a bit on this outside last night. And now Medalliar stepped towards the middle, but good job there to work out of trouble by Fernie, who finds a buddy to pass it to. And now good movement by the Timberwolves, but turned over there on the outside. Langston now with a step. Can she get to the outside? Chance for a shot. Deflected and in.
No.
For back-to-back nights, UFV's first goal comes off of a deflection. They'll take it however they can get it. 1-0 for the home side.
They forgot to change the script for tonight, Dom, as we'll take a look at the replay here. Langston with a chance, gets the shot on goal, and honestly, Fernie did a great job to get anything on that. It was a dangerous spot for a shot. Unfortunately, gets enough of it to deflect it right over the keeper, Ratka. Nothing that she could do there. That'll be a 1-0 lead for the Cascades. It's going to be Langston with her second goal.
Well, Langston looks real confident on that ball when she gets it on her foot. Just moves forward so quickly towards goal. Really puts the pressure on. Didn't give the defender much of a chance there. Did whatever she could to try and stop it. Last-ditch effort, but Langston on both foots able to get quite a bit of power on those shots. Right through, and that seemingly the only way they're able to beat Ratka is on a deflection or a rebound, because when she sees it clean, she's been able to stop mostly everything so far.
Yeah. For Ratka, you almost want to be like, just let them shoot. Let me try and make the save. I mean, I know it's a dangerous area with a dangerous shooter, but 2 games in a row, I mean, that's just heartbreaking for the Timberwolves.
So that substitution and pushing Langston back just a tiny bit in the formation pays instant dividends, winning the ball over on this near side.
Yeah, yesterday we saw Langston more on this side, especially in the first half, but she was having to deal with Fia Cameron. Of course, we are sorry that Fia Cameron is out of the game because of an injury, but for Langston, she seems to have a little bit more space to work with out here without Cameron to stop her.
Will be a tall task for her replacements to try and contain on this near side. But the Timberwolves, with a chance to move it forward, does just get it over the head of Langston, who will have to battle from the back. Got some help there from McIsaac, but Thomas able to neatly work out of it. Having to go to ground there to ensure they retain possession. Good steal in the middle. Step forward here now, and just a tough roll there in the middle of the field. But great play by McIsaac to get herself in that position, and she's right back on it. Chested down, coming forward now. Lyon looking for the looping one over the top. At the foot of Toop. Toop tried to go in first time, and they'll settle for a corner out of it.
McIsaac looking dangerous out there already, coming in an attacking position. Had the ball at her feet. Maybe it was going to look for a touch to set it up, but the ball bobbled a little. Unfortunately, she lost her footing and wasn't able to maintain control, but Cascades now with a chance on their first corner of the game.
It will be Lyon, as usual, over this one. On that far side, it'll be an in-swinger for the righty. One player right in on the keeper. It's Olsen. The rest ready to make their runs. Here the ball comes from Lyon. In a good spot. Toop and Langston both in the area. Ball still there. Referee points to it, says work it out. Everybody was kind of standing still for a moment, not sure how to work it out. I think Langston was right over top of it. Finally, the ball comes out, and it will be a free kick there as Toop was infracted upon as she tried to get past the defender there.
Great ball from Lyon there on the corner, getting it right into the middle there. Far enough away from Ratka that she's not really able to make a play on it. Unfortunately, though, UFV not quite able to get on the end of it and get anything on goal. They're going to have another attempt here. Another dangerous spot for a set
Ball
piece.
from Lyon, pretty good from the corner. Looked like it was kind of just right in between Toop and Langston, though. Neither player quite able to connect, just over the head of Toop, just beneath Langston. This time, Medalliar stands over top of it, looking for a low one. Looked like maybe a set play towards that near post, but they just weren't quite able to connect on it. Thomas looking to play it forward aggressively, but she didn't have anybody up there making a run just yet.
Yeah, a rare time where we see Thomas kind of rush herself a little bit there. Looking for a quick counterattack was probably the idea. Not quite able to do exactly what she wanted with that ball.
Belcher looked for Medalliar there. They'll settle for another throw. As the Cascades work their way up the field. Belcher looking for Langston this time, but Glasser got in there, and it looked like she might have rolled her ankle as she came down awkwardly after jumping up for that one. Looks like she'll be okay, though. Radka laid it down for her defender, who passes it right back. They'll play it back and forth, looking for space. Cascades clogging up that middle of the field. And turned over here is Olsen's first to it. Olsen to the outside, finds Toop. Toop looking to return the favor with a pass through to Olsen, but can't connect. A chance now going forward. Header on the first touch by Glasser is just a little bit out of her reach and calmly dealt with in the end. Erickson back to Chen.
Yeah, it looks like that hole in the midfield opening up a little bit now again for the Timberwolves. You've noticed the last couple of times they've looked to press out of their own half, there's been like almost 4 attacking players up here, even with the Cascades defense. Not a lot of bodies in that midfield, and they're having trouble linking up from the defense up towards the forwards.
Jackson will try a throw for a second time. This time it stays in play, but Timberwolves on it. Been a minute since they pressed anything forward, but a little too eager to... be corralled by the Timberwolves. Barrett tried to turn away from trouble, but McIsaac all over there in the middle. Now played over the top. Chance to run onto it. The defender won't take any chances, just guided out of play there by Fernie.
Yeah, Fernie looking very solid so far in this one. Definitely making an impact back there. Third-year player for the Timberwolves. Definitely looking to use her experience, lead the team.
Langston in towards Olsen, falls at the foot of McIsaac. Can she have a go there? Tries to play one in, just out of the reach of Medalliar.
Decent idea on the ball there from McIsaac, but Radka is able to come forward and pounce on it before the Cascades can get on the end.
Ball came in a little too hot at the foot of Thomas. Just a few minutes to go here in this first half, right around this same time where the Cascades got their first last night. Huge momentum grabbed, headed into the half. We'll see if either team's able to do anything in the dying minutes here today to grab this momentum at the end of the 45 as the Timberwolves press it forward. Decent ball played in there at the feet towards Barrett, and almost some tense moments there, but Chen never in doubt in the end.
Yeah,
Lyon.
looking very comfortable. Once again, Chen coming forward aggressively.
Jackson started that run hollering for it. Lyon played a great ball in towards her, but Jackson, that first bounce was out of her reach, and she had to work around the defender. Just got a little bit too handsy in doing so.
Yeah, caught a piece of her on the way by.
But good vision there, spotting an area where she can make a run to contribute down that far sideline. Has usually been playing further back in the formation, but we saw her all over the field last night, able to pitch in some different spots, showing her versatility. And if anyone can find her with those long balls, it'll be Lyon out of that back line. Lyon putting the pressure on there. Jackson this time providing the ball, and it's in a good area for Toop. Toop onto it first with a couple options inside the box. Toop towards the area. Langston gets to it first. Ball still there, but unable to get it towards net with any sort of pace as Radka falls on top of it.
Yeah, that ball just a little bit behind Langston. Had to reach behind her a little bit to try and direct it on goal, and ultimately that meant she couldn't quite muster enough power on that one. But attacking down that left side again, Toop, we saw her do that a lot yesterday. Kind of her first real attempt in this one.
Timberwolves trying to swing things just before the half. Thomas over towards the middle. Manuluk, chance to play one forward. Jackson there first, and McIsaac cleans up the garbage. Toop, can she keep it in play? No, the first hop just too big out of her reach. So just over a minute till stoppage time. We'll see what the referee adds. We're a couple little stoppages. Can the Timberwolves muster up anything before the halftime whistle here? Lyon. That ball stays in.
Wow.
Good job there, just on the line. Toop and Jackson play the little 1-2, but Timberwolf foot gets in the way. Looking towards that back post to run in by Glasser. Was out of her reach.
Yeah, just out of the reach of Glasser. UNBC with a little look at danger, but nothing like we saw in the first half of this first half. Definitely seems like UFV have had more answers for them.
Yeah, they've settled down for sure after a stretch there where UNBC really was controlling the play, and with that lengthy injury to Fia Cameron earlier, referee Chris Thompson, he's going to add 5 minutes additional time here to end this half. So still some time to decide something before the halftime whistle. Chen having to deal with that one quickly as the pressure comes on. Good body there by Langston. Shielded the defender and gets away with a step now. Langston looking to pass one here. Looking for that far side, but was kind of in between two players. Cascades. Throw towards the corner. Foot it away, out of trouble. Madaliar, just a soft touch there to Jackson, who tried to put one in first time. There was body starting to head towards the box, but deflected out of play as the Timberwolves really making sure at the worst they head into this half down one. A lot of bodies back towards their box here now, outnumbering those green jerseys. Toop finds a way, though, in the corner to find a little space, and a corner comes out of it.
Yeah. Toop once again showing her skills, making a couple of moves, getting UFV another corner.
And even the forward, Grace Barrett, that was up at the top there, back all 11 bodies back inside that box for the Timberwolves here as the Cascades keep a few back. Timberwolves really don't want to concede this second. Lyon with the delivery from the corner in towards the back post. Timberwolf does get there first. And Barrett, pardon me, that's Bradley working it for a moment out of trouble to her teammate, who isn't able to clear much further than half, where the Timberwolves give it away, but the Cascades do give it right back. Coming forward quickly, Thomas touches it over towards Barrett. Just a little bit behind the run of Glasser as Glasser was coming more towards the middle as that ball went a little more over towards the top. Just mistiming those runs a little bit for the most part are the Timberwolves. Couple minutes into this stoppage time so far. Still a little bit to be decided here before the halftime whistle. Timberwolves switch the field and find some open space here on the near side. Pressure comes on from Langston. Her teammates tried to let her know, but it was too late with Langston closing. This one just put out of harm's way by the Cascades, where Ratka's well off her line to come out and play this one. Big touch in the middle there and turned over.
Ratka almost playing like a sweeper in some of these scenarios, picking up some of those balls over the top before they can become dangerous.
Langston has it bounce off her, and that one all the way back to Lyon. Slip back more into that center back role since Fitzgerald took a little bit of a knock, it looked like. And a bit of a physical play down that far sideline earlier in the half. Lyon able to shift to a few different positions on the field. Medalliar takes it down in the middle. Room to go forward now.
Ball.
Beautiful ball played to Toop, who puts it in towards goal, but doesn't make Ratka work too hard in the end. But great setup there for the chance.
Yeah. Aisha Medalliar with a goal in last night's game. Great ball through there, Toop. With a bit of a tough angle and the big body of Ratka coming out, closing the angle, making sure that there's not too much of an attempt.
Yeah. I would say you'd maybe like to see her lay it off, but the defense in pretty good position there too. Wasn't much of an option for a pass back either, so made the most she could of it. The Timberwolves really wanting to make sure they don't concede that second. Cascades just about get through, but do enough in the end, do the Timberwolves, to stay down one as we approach the last minute or so here of this extra time. Should be coming to close after the next chance or so. Do the Timberwolves have one more chance at targeting them? Won't get it here as the Cascades are able to clear it all the way out.
Yeah, it seems like the Cascades just wanted to hold on to that 1-0 lead into the half, and they will do exactly that as we hear the whistle blow.
So a bit of a back and forth half once again. Last night, the UFV Cascades controlling more of the game. UNBC controlling a good stretch of this one here in the first half. An injury really changed the momentum of things.
Sure.
Big player going out for UNBC. Langston able to capitalize finally on an opportunity off a turnover. And that's where we stand, 1-0 at the half. We'll take a quick break here and be back for second half action from Rotary Stadium.
Mark and the gardener, Christine, let me know that they were going to be taking down some cedars, that some cedars had reached the end of their life, and both recognized the importance of the cedar tree to local Stalo people. And so they said, you know, what should we do? We said, well, you know, transformation is a part of life. The cedar continues to give even after it's not growing there anymore. If they've lived their life and they've got another purpose, then we should honor that. And so one of the ways that we can do that is to carve and to leave a lasting legacy, to leave something where the tree had grown.
My traditional name is Iislik, and I'm here with a good heart and a good mind. It's my turn, it's my time, it's my calling. I'm up to bat now to pass on what my elders taught me. Now it's my turn to teach the next generation of what I was taught. As soon as I signed the contract and I was going to come and start work, COVID hit. But I thought, well, why don't I'll just make the carvings at my house, and then when I'm done, I'll bring them here and I'll put them on the trees. And they said, well, that works. Do whatever you can. So that's what I did. Come on, baby, you're home. I actually didn't have a clue what I was going to make. And then one day it just clicked. I thought, well, there's a raven and an eagle right there.
Rocky and I talked a lot about what we do at the university and the students that come here and what happens to them. Some students come for 6 weeks, 5 years, some of them are here for 7 years. They transform their lives. They change who they are and where they're going and what they're going to do. And so that's a part of what Rocky wanted to capture in the carvings. He wanted to watch over the students, but also to demonstrate how beautiful transformation can be and that you grow into your own. And in doing this, there's a bigger vision in indigenizing our academy and recognizing Indigenous ways of knowing and Indigenous ways of looking after each other. So we look after all things.
There's totally tons of similarities there with the eagles and the ravens, the children here getting an education, and the eagles and the ravens teaching. Almost 30 years now they've been teaching me, and they're still teaching me, so what better place to have eagles and ravens is to where children come to better themselves.
Having this as prominent features of our campus reminds all of us that we're in Sathtamuk, we're in the sacred territory of the Stalo people, and that has a long history, 13,000 years the Stalo people have been here, and that we'll be here for a long time to come. Reconciliation really simply means that we're going to improve the relationships between Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples. And so if these carvings do that for people when they see them and they think about these things, then they're doing their work.
Welcome back, soccer fans. Second half action of Canada West women's soccer here from Rotary Stadium in Abbotsford. Beautiful Friday evening for some soccer. A good back and forth affair so far. UNBC showing a lot of fight, looking to get their season back on the right track after the loss last night. Still find themselves down 1-0 here today, though. Langston, her second of the season, goals in back-to-back nights to get the Cascades up 1.
Yeah, another deflection, unfortunately, for the Timberwolves to put them down by a goal. Still searching for that first win on the season. And they were attacking early on in the first half. They had their opportunities. They had a few attempts from quite a ways out, but maybe trying to chip it over Chen or find some sort of attempt on goal and test them early. Weren't able to really do so. And then as the half went on, it felt like they just lost momentum. There was the Cascades pressing forward, the Cascades filling up that midfield more like we saw yesterday in that game. And again, it feels like that midfield is just a bit of a dead zone for the Timberwolves, other than Scarlett Thompson, who has created a lot of their chances, created a lot of those nifty passing plays that we saw. They haven't had a lot going for them in that midfield, so I'd like to see them get back to the style of play they were playing earlier on in that half, see if they can find some more of those opportunities like we saw.
Early set piece opportunity here from distance for Lyon, but she'll try to put it into a danger area. Taken down there by Zoe Black, who checked in at halftime, and a couple substitutions on either side that we'll pick out as we go along here. Now the Timberwolves looking to gain the momentum back. They had it for a lot of that first half. An injury stoppage was a real unfortunate moment for them. It really changed the momentum a little bit, stopped their positive momentum, slowed down the game a little bit, allowed UFV a little bit of a break to get back going. So we'll see if they can recreate some of that magic they found early in that half. Some good ball movement here to try and get it towards goal, but the final send in towards the box. Yeah, well out of play.
Maybe just needed to be a little bit more patient on that one. Tried the one-time through ball. Just overhit it a little bit. Chen will get it back in play quickly.
Lyon plays it back. Looks like she'll stay in that kind of center back position here as Fitzgerald remains on the sideline to start the second half. Pressure here coming from the Timberwolves. Look like that's the directive. They were trying to press from the sidelines. A lot of bodies in aggressively there.
Yeah, really not giving the Cascades a way out of their end. And that was more of what we saw with that heavy pressure in the Cascades defending third early on in the first half. Trying to keep up the pressure again here early in this half.
Ball played in. Trying to send Newman through. Olivia Newman, the first-year player, also subbing in at half. So she'll take that striker position in the middle there with Toop and Langston on her flanks. This one takes a big hop over the head of the defenders, and Glasser has a chance to play one in. Chance here now. Barrett towards the middle. And was just kind of in between a shot or cross there, and it ends up in the waiting arms of Chen.
Yeah, a little bit into no man's land. It is Addie Chen able to handle it once again, coming off their line.
Loose ball here. They'll have to be quick to get to it. The defender neatly back to Ratka, who turns and finds a body down this near sideline. Ratty had it deflect over her, and her teammate just content to put it out of play as the ball bounced around in their defensive half. Jackson here now. Just trying to something they never could get the plan down like they wanted. Thomas look over. word on the flank is for Britt to try and on it. Chan there for whacking the way generics make it easy. This one back into middle. They're coming over the top of Zoe Black. The referee tried to play the advantage, but comes back for a kick.
Yeah, it's Black the game for the Cascades. Already seen a couple of touches on half. Try to foul here.
Lion in towards that back post. Header that looped up in the air back towards Ratka. Had to be sure, but easily collects it in the end. Ratka didn't get all that out. Be little crease. Can she pass one more for the flavor on the
Some footwork from good. I thought that's a shot off, but not able to find the net. UFV did have 6 shots in the first half. That was 7th of the game. On the other side, 5 there.
All but Thomas who plays all can get a step step to the middle passer, touch back to try. It's just allow offenders to reap and the K
looking solid, shutting that attack. You'd be trying to move all quick out of their back and just get defense with the ball.
and lays in push to a jersey, but can't find that secondary pass through. Langston coming back, deflects it out, and Cascades keep right here in Ember's end, who can get this ball for all the can play over the top. Quite there. No player quite run just yet. Regroup. Wolves take pass right in front of her. Fernie lays to the outside, and Thomas playing a little further back in the formation. Plays along here. Fall foot there, but unable to control. Gets to that access out of trouble. Hoop had a chance to collect the loose ball, but it came at her hot as she was coming in on put pressure on. You didn't expect that ball to shoot right out at her there. Get towards the post and just over the net. Oh. Good chance there from Belcher from just inside the 18. Had a lot of space open up over there. Kept it. It ended up with a deeper tune.
Yeah, right opening outside. For a moment for this, but you had to go on just over the crossbar for a second. It ripped the net, and I thought made it down the back of the net, but not quite able to do.
don't have there can cast.
Program will resume. Program will resume.
I don't have there can cast.
Program will resume. 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 Program will resume.
Coming into the game, number 8 for UNBC, Emily Wilmets.
Quick substitution for the UNB side. It's going to be Emily Wilmets coming into the game here in the second half.
Ball in her direction right as soon as she gets on the field. Now her teammates putting a little pressure on up top. Barrett comes away with it. Barrett now some time to move it forward. Looking for some options. Good pressure put on. And Cascades able to swallow it up in the middle. Toop waiting for some options. Will take the space down the sideline as it's given to her. Toop now cuts back to the middle. Now she'll play the ball into Langston. Langston tried to flick it over the top. It does end up on the foot of Black, but unable to get it towards goal as two defenders converged on her hard.
Yeah, two Timberwolves defenders whiffing on that ball as it just scoots past them onto the foot of Zoe Black, but they're able to close the space down, not let anything come from it.
Great individual effort on that far side by Toop to wait for her teammates to get upfield, take the space, end up cutting to the middle and beating a couple. Now turned over as the Timberwolves tried to move forward, and a ball played over first time, but Langston's going to save her energy there and not chase that one down as it was heading out of play all the way.
Four shots already for the Cascades in this half, as they might have another attempt here.
Toop from distance was facing some physicality as she tried to get the shot off. Goes to ground in the midst of it. Didn't get everything on that shot, certainly. Good high foot by the defender there, Reed, to ensure it is angled out of play.
That'll be registered as the fifth shot of the half for UFV. Just about 20 minutes into the second half. Timberwolves only with one attempt so far through the early stages of the second half.
In towards the 18 after a flick off the head of the defender. And the Cascades slowly move their way up that sideline. Another throw coming here as Belcher look for some options. Finally in towards the edge of the box, right back, and Belcher first time tried to put something into a dangerous area, but was always going to sail over the keeper's head on that one.
Not a lot of UFV bodies in the box for that attempt. Sails over the net anyways, but even if it had been a better ball, would have had to find, I believe it was Zoe Black, looking for an opportunity there.
Timberwolves through the middle of the field. A little bit of space and closed out quickly by Medalliar, who jumped all over that once she saw it coming in her direction. Again, though, some room to move forward and just not on the same page there. The defender looking to send the winger ahead of herself, but out for a throw as Cascades bench stays pretty quiet, but the UNBC benches have movement over there as they try and figure out exactly the formula to try and get back in this one as the Cascades look to widen their lead with another chance. Jackson gets to it this time, doesn't mess around and tries to get it in first time, will result in a corner.
Another great run by Jackson down the line there. First time attempt on the cross is blocked. Nicely done by the Timberwolves defender, but it will be another corner attempt, like you're saying. It is going to be Lyon coming forward again here for the corner kick.
Chances have been a little bit more dangerous from the left side corner, with Lyon being able to swing it in to a trouble area. One player right in on the keeper again to try and keep Ratka out of it. In towards that area, Ratka does well, though, to fight through that player and get there first. But Lyon, another chance to work it in. This one curling towards that near post, hit it pretty well, but Ratka able to just watch it out of play.
Lots of UFV bodies in the box there for Lyon. Looking to try and maybe sneak it in on the near post there.
Yeah, and so the movement we saw over there on the Timberwolves bench does result in a substitution coming here for them. Number 5 checks into the match. Baraka Peter.
We have another substitution for UNBC. Baroka Heather. Baroka Peter, sorry, number 5.
Chance now here. Langston gets around the defender. Surprised that made it over. Toop now with a chance, and a good stop by Ratka. First time in a while they've challenged her with a shot directly on target with real pace, and Toop got all of that one, but Ratka in good position.
Yeah, Toop with a great strike there. Cascades pressing forward once again. Get it on the foot. One of their best attacking players there in Toop. But Ratka, as we have seen through both of these matches, making another great save. I believe that's her 8th save of the night. Had 14 in our match yesterday, so racking up the saves here this weekend.
Lyon towards the back post this time. Ball still there, and the flag comes up from the referee as maybe a handball. Kind of might have looked like the way it bounced up. No player could get on it initially. The ball hit the ground and kind of just bounced up on a bunch of bodies there. I think it went off a Cascade hand in the pile. The Timberwolves will take it, and they'll hope to take the possession forward here now. Quick play back now, trying to move it forward on the ground. They do so successfully for now, but the end pass wasn't getting through Lyon as she stops it right there, and the Cascades slow it down with a pass back now, looking to move it forward in towards the body of Newman, but awkwardly couldn't corral that one.
We see a little bit more of those nice tight passes that we saw from UNBC earlier in the game, a couple little attempts, and they found some space, but then the forwards just a little bit too anxious to get forward, running away from the ball, trying to get in behind the defenders. I would have liked for them to hold up the play just a little bit more there. Let it build just a little bit longer. They have to just be a little bit more patient on those plays before they can start looking for those forward attacking chances.
Timberwolves on the ground through the middle. Quick pass back as they look for a way forward. In the last part of this second half, the last little stretch of this game, Cascades still hanging on to a 1-0 lead. Chen plays it out of harm's way, falls to the foot of Medalliar. Medalliar has it taken away. Gonna have it from distance, but Chen able to calmly watch it out. Medalliar having a word with referee Chris Thompson there. Thought she was fouled on the battle there. As now McIsaac, it looks like, will check back into the game. As Olivia Newman was in on the action a little bit there in her time.
Are you sure about that?
UFV substitution number 8, and then UNBC substitution number 22.
Okay.
Looks
Ball
like
play.
substitutions on both sides as both
Yeah.
coaches looking for some fresh legs here.
Substitution for UFV
Yep, the tactics for
number 8. Cameron.
the tactics for the Cascades to try and hold on
For UNBC.
to this lead, and the tactics for UNBC to try and salvage something here with a point today.
Yeah, still searching for their first point of the season. Definitely would be happy with a tie. Even more happy, of course, if they can get 2 goals scratched across here in the last 15 or 16 minutes of play. But they haven't looked too threatening so far in this second half. Cascades have had their number in the midfield here once again.
So the ball played high and over the top here from Chen. Who can get to it first? The Timberwolves do, but neither team able to really hold on possession here in the middle. Medalliar through the back of Thomas there, and again a little hard pressed to believe she was the committer of a foul there, but the referee stops the play, and here's an opportunity for UNBC to get something in towards the 18. They'll push some bodies forward here now. But actually they take it short. McIsaac trying to put the pressure on as UNBC goes even further back. And they do turn it over.
Yeah.
Langston able to get in there first. Now Toop on it. And Toop fouled from the back by the defender there.
The pressure McIsaac provides is just unrelenting, forcing those mistakes from the UNBC backline, who are usually so composed on the ball, look confident back there trying to find their outlets in the midfield, but with the extra added pressure, the hustling McIsaac, earning them another turnover for the Cascades, another set piece here for Lyon.
Just on the Timberwolves side of half. Lyon looking to put something right in the box. Comes just short of it. McIsaac tries to lay it off, and the defender just got a foot to it. Now it ends up all the way back to Ratka, who plays it out to her flank. The defender to her right doesn't deal with it properly, and now on the foot of Langston. Langston looking for a way towards the box. Just toying with their defender a little bit there. Finds a way past her in towards the box, and boy, didn't miss that back post by much with the outside of the foot. Good little bit of skill in the corner there from Langston.
Langston with a couple cutbacks, beats her defender, has a go with her right foot there, I do believe. Trying to find the back post, just misses her target. But a good show of skill there from Kiana Langston.
Yeah, that finds a way into the top corner off the outside of the foot after that move. Wow.
Yeah.
Sports Center highlight reel. But unfortunately out of play out the back line, and that leads us into one last quick little water break here. First stoppage inside the last 15 on a hot night here in Abbotsford. The players with a quick little break, and a crucial moment for a little bit of coaching as they get the opportunity here for UFV trying to hold on to a late lead, and for UNBC trying to salvage a point on the road.
Yeah, curious to see if UNBC will make any adjustments here with this hydration timeout, we'll call it. Maybe they can have a little get-together, organize a little bit more, make a plan, make some adjustments, and try to even this game at one apiece, because so far in this second half, really haven't had very many threatening looks. It has been pretty much all Cascades for the last 30 minutes or so.
So we'll kick off the final stretch from the Timberwolves' 6-yard box, as Ratka hasn't been tested quite as much tonight, but solid when she has had to be a deflection goal, the only one beating her so far.
Yep.
Good burst forward there to create some space now back through the middle. Good job there by Thomas to get a foot onto it. Now plays one down, but Jackson, the faster player so far, but still in, and Chen instantly, the second they realized there was going to be a ball up for grabs, no hesitation, and it paid off getting there just in time.
Yeah, it really looked like Jackson had the angle on that ball, but I don't know if the Timberwolves player just got a touch, got it past her, but Addie ready to pounce as soon as they see the opportunity. Once again, coming off the line aggressively, able to get there.
Mellum looking for Thomas in the middle, has a roll right under her foot as Cascades able to take over. Langston on the foot of Toop. Toop with a couple of options. Toop will take the option at goal and end up putting it over. Don't hate that idea. The runs that kind of closed off as a lot of Timberwolves players were back, but just over the net.
Didn't really have a wide option. Didn't really have a great through ball option. Opts to go for the shot and puts it over the net.
Rolled out by Ratka to Mellum up the sideline. The newest substitute. Peter got a foot to it, but it didn't make it too far up the field as Jackson now looking for the option up the field. Stays right here. The throw in for Green. Jackson towards the middle, gets it right back to her. Looking to play something in towards the foot of McIsaac, but unable to connect. Here come the Timberwolves the other way. Slowly trying to create some space. A good little passing play between her and Thomas there, but the next one just wasn't quite there. Now a chance for Toop. Toop with a burst around the outside, and a good recovery there by Mellum.
Cambria Mellum doing her part. Shut down the Cascades offense. Toop gets sprung a little bit there into the backside, but Ultimately, the defender is there. Another corner attempt here for Lyon and the Cascades.
Toop. Been running a lot the last couple nights. Maybe not exactly a full gas tank here, but a good burst by Mellum. Either way to catch her there as now Lyon on the corner. Towards the near post this time, deflected, and Radka wasn't really sure where it was right in front of her. Looked a bit frantic, but her teammates able to clear it in front of her. No chance on goal in the end. Thomas now. Good ball forward on the foot of Barrett. Barrett plays it back to Thomas. Good little passing sequence again, but Barrett unable to work it past the last line of defenders. Out for a throw.
Good idea here from the Timberwolves, and once again, it's all going through Scarlett Thomas. Gets the ball, gives it to someone's feet, moves into space, gets it back, looks for another option. Doing a great job there in the midfield, trying to create something, trying to find that equalizing goal for the Timberwolves.
Jackson content just to put it out of play with white jerseys converging on her there. Into the final stretch here. Can the Timberwolves find a way to tie this game up through the legs of the first defender and forces a corner? Good job there by Postlethwaite to create something, and now first corner opportunity of the second half for the team in white here on the road.
And this is where UFV would really love if they had a second goal. If you're up 2-0, these corner attempts don't feel nearly as nerve-wracking, but anytime that there's a chance for the Timberwolves here late in this game, going to get the nerves going just a little bit. UFV going to have to handle a corner attempt.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Even if you've dominated the last stretch of play, it doesn't matter when it comes down to moments like this to try and keep it out of their goal. And the Timberwolves were right there to try and battle for it, but credit to Chen once again for getting aggressively out at that ball and forcing the Timberwolves players to have to go through her, and earns a foul in the end, but hopefully nothing too serious as Chen does remain down after the foul.
Yeah, Chen very slow to get up here, but once again, aggressive off their line. First to the ball. Make sure that they can get there and be the difference maker. The ball's still rattling around, but yeah, ultimately the foul stops play, and we just hope for Addie Chen and the Cascades that they'll be okay here.
Yep, that ball is the right of the keepers first when it's in that area, and Chen has taken full advantage of that today when needed. Going aggressively out to it, making the Timberwolves players have to go through them to get to that ball, and it'll be a foul 9 times out of 10 if they do. It's happened a couple times here today, happens again. And another late regroup here as final plans for the last stretch of the game being put into effect by both teams here again, as not so much from the coaches right now, but the players on either side getting together in groups here to discuss final strategy.
Definitely discussing some ideas, talking about what's been working well for them, what's been not, seeing if they can keep building on some of the last plays, because when they get the ball to Scarlett Thomas in the midfield and they can create some space through some of her passing plays, through some of her skills, that's when they've looked the most threatening. So hopefully right now, if you're a Timberwolves fan, you're thinking, they're talking more about that, they're strategizing how to continue building up those plays and being a little bit more patient in that forward position.
And all it takes is one chance. Down one. Just need one to bounce the right way for them to get right back in this thing. Same as the first half, the lengthier injury stop will grant us a little bit of stoppage time. Taking a look around the other Canada West women's soccer matches today. UBCO got their season started in a tough match against Victoria. No team either team able to get on the board, pardon me, in that one. A 0-0 tie as Victoria now to 1-1-1 on the season. roller coaster start for them, and UBCO picks up a point in their season opener. Other game, UBC in control against TRU. 2-0 at the last check later in the second half as UBC continues to roll on.
Looks like Chen is going to be staying in the game. Has been tended to, maybe got a tape job on their hand, something like that, but are going to be able to stay into this one. Really showing a lot of grit these last two matches, Addie Chen.
Chen puts that out towards the halfway line. 50-50 ball up for grabs here. Who will come away with it? Zoe Black finally able to grab possession on the foot of Langston, who looked to play it forward first time. Ends up back on her foot. Langston, a little more space this time to Toop. Zoe Black, can she get around the defender? Turns back outside. Jackson, first time. A little ambitious from out deep, but saw the opportunity with it rolling towards her. Ratka, I think, will be content to keep allowing them to shoot from out there. She hasn't proven that she'll be ever easy to beat if you can hit the target from there.
Another giveaway from the Timberwolves.
Langston with a step in towards the box. Neatly dealt with there by Mellum, who got up and got it out of trouble. Toop now with a touch to the outside. She's looking to put it on once again. And Ratka read it all the way.
Another save for the Timberwolves goalkeeper. As the Cascades continue to press, they win another ball in the midfield, but we'll have to get it back into their back end.
Flag might have gone up there had the player continued their run. Looked like the side judge was waiting for it, but the player backed off, so it didn't matter as the Timberwolves unable to do anything with that possession. Good little passing play, finds some space for Langston. Tried to cut in, but just a little bit too far ahead of her as Mellum has closed out that space all day long, making those defensive plays.
Great little 1-2-3 there from UFV. Went
Yeah,
over to
just
Black and then out to Langston.
Needed to lead her Langston a little bit more
Yeah.
towards that outside. Gave Mellum just enough time to get in there. But yeah, good little sequence from the Cascades this time at the foot of McIsaac. She'll go right to that corner as she thought she was shielding it there, but the side judge right in front of her says it last went off of her. So UNBC doing well to win that back, but only for a moment's time as now Cascades back on a throw here.
McIsaac kind of just being a nuisance out there right now. Wasting some time in the corner. You can see some frustration building for the Timberwolves as they try to deal with her back there. Less than a minute left now.
Minute left in the 90, but some stoppage time to come. Referee hasn't indicated just yet, but the Cascades know it's not long to the finish line here. Can they hold on to grab their second consecutive win here in this big opening weekend at home?
Yeah, hoping to secure that victory, get their record back to 500. They'll be 2-2 on the season if they can hold on here.
Thomas trying to shield there, but Mandali are strong on it. Little chip forward there by Erickson. And almost a chance through. Ratty back in towards Ratty, and Lyon able to clear. A little bit of back and forth here as the Timberwolves really trying to push it forward, and then the Cascades just content to clear their lines as Postlethwaite couldn't quite connect on the end of that one. And it rolled just in front of her, and the Cascades content to take over. McIsaac wanted to look outside, but 3 white jerseys converging on her. Good little sequence passing play there between Black and Toop, but is playing it a little too close to that line with defenders all over them. Neither team able to really control it here as the Timberwolves continue to try and press forward. McIsaac now with some back pressure. Timberwolves looking to work through the middle. They'll have to slow it up back to the outside. Good idea with the ball right down the line. Only problem was there was no white jersey in the area as McIsaac now looking to get to that corner again and earns a foul on her way there.
Into stoppage time now as McIsaac again just tries to press forward, waste some time for the Cascades. I'm sure if they see an opportunity, they'd love to take it, but wasting time, kind of the name of the game for them now.
Setting up for the free kick here. Good opportunity to get one in the box. The Cascades not putting everyone forward, but have a couple in there, and it does almost find one, but good job by the defender there. Peter got up, made sure she was to it first. Good battle here, though, as the Cascades get it back. McIsaac tried to whip it in first time, but a little too close to the keeper as Ratka scoops it and now looks to push it forward instantly. Cascades don't deal with it first time, and now the Timberwolves with an opportunity to move forward. But Erickson gets it out of trouble, and now Toop, a chance to run onto it. A foot race with Mellum. Mellum now closes out. Toop gets around her. Toop, now a chance to get something in towards the middle, and Peter again comes and closes the space, but good job by Toop to beat the first one and at least force that corner.
Yeah, great move there by Toop. Puts by the defender one way, jumps around her the other way. Able to at least find some space to try and get a cross or a shot in. Earns a corner for the Cascades late in the minutes of this one.
And a late substitution as well, as the Timberwolves try and find a solution to battle back for a point here. They'll have to defend a corner first. Lyon setting up for this in swinger. Does send it in towards the 18 and dealt with by the defender, so they'll get another shot at it. The Cascades, tough to get first to the ball when they're not putting everyone in there, you see.
Yeah, only about 5 green jerseys in the box right now. 11 white ones.
Thinking more about defense at the moment, certainly. A little bit of a delay there again before the kickoff goes short this time, and Daliar at the top, right back to Lyon. Works it in now. Nothing doing there as the Cascades do have time to regroup, even though they didn't have anybody or didn't have everybody in the box. The Timberwolves did have everyone back. Now the Timberwolves do start to move some bodies forward, but unable to connect off the drop kick from the keeper. Langston trying to work inside. Does enough to beat one. Langston now to the middle. Works it inside. McIsaac. Oh, the keeper doing just enough. Ratka came out aggressively as well. And McIsaac, that first touch just a little too in front of her. Gave the keeper just enough time. She still gets the chance away. But Ratka throwing her body in the way there.
Putting the body on the line. Ratka doing her best to keep the team in it, even late in this one. Really has done everything she possibly could in these last 2 games. UFV now just going to play some time-wasting games.
Yeah, Mandaliar the one shielding the ball in that corner. One Timberwolf player finally gets to it, but now the Cascades will all step away and allow Belcher to come into this one. Wasting away these final moments, trying to hold on to this lead. Looking in towards Langston, took a deflection on the way to her, never made it, and the Timberwolves just clear it out of space once again.
Have to think there's only a minute or maybe 2 left in this one. Cascades still forward with a 1-0 lead. Might have a chance here.
Ooh.
Medallier with the shot.
Yeah, good little play there to create some space. It ended
Another
up on
turnover.
her foot. She didn't have much room, got it away quickly. Another corner here late. Do they look to just play it short and time waste again? Short option backs away. Does come back now. Medallier will go right back to that corner and actually mistouched it a little bit. So a chance for the Timberwolves with not much time remaining on this clock.
Yeah, maybe one last attempt upfield here for the Timberwolves.
Black keeps it just in on the line. Peter. Quick little 1-2. Switches the field and creates a little bit of space, but they've got to move quickly. Up the pitch they go now to the outside, and green jerseys converging there. Can they get to it? Yes, Medallier finally does. But turns back right into Thomas, who's a ready and willing opponent right there. Pushes it forward. Timberwolves in the corner now. Physical play there. Timberwolves still on it. Thomas at the top of the box. Can she get a shot off? Goes to ground, but nothing doing there. And the final whistle finally comes. Little bit of intensity late there, just as there was last night. Wouldn't have it any other way in this weekend series. That created some intensity, but the Cascades once again hold on for a 1-goal lead. 1-0 is how it ends.
Cascades will move to 15-1-1 all time against the Timberwolves with 2 wins here last night and tonight. They will equalize their record for the season at 2-2. Kiana Langston with 2 goals on the weekend. Addie Chen doing a fantastic job in goal there for the Cascades, and they're going to be very happy to come away with 2 wins here.
Yeah, definitely lots of bright spots. A good weekend for the Cascades to get the momentum going in the right direction after a tough opening weekend. They get things back on the right foot here at home with the back-to-back wins. UNBC, a tough weekend for them, but really showed a lot of heart, a lot of fight. 2 really close games, and they got better as the weekend went along.
100%. Yeah, I think a couple standouts for them is definitely Ratka in goal. I think in both games kept them in it. If they had had a couple more attempts, a couple more goals, of course, they could have come away with a couple of points this weekend, and Ratka would have been a massive reason for that. Definitely a standout star for them.
So an awesome weekend of Women's Canada West Pacific Division soccer. Always tight games here in the division. Another good weekend battle. The girls will be back next weekend in action. But for tonight, Langston unassisted, the only goal of the day. Another solid performance from the Cascades. Like you mentioned, Chen and net. A great performance to earn their first clean sheet of the season and get the momentum headed in the right direction. So for Don Valley and Lyndon Williamson, our whole great production team here tonight, that will do it from Abbotsford and and Rotary Stadium for the weekend. We will see you again next weekend on Canada West TV.